The Legend of the Eight Immortals.
Chapter 16. The Descent to the Huai River and the Dragon King's Feast. In the last chapter, the veil between worlds was torn. Sun Xianci, a man of honor and gentle heart, was betrayed by his own blood. His brother, Jiao, reborn from a vengeful serpent spirit, twisted love into hatred. Poison was poured. Trust was broken. On a lonely road, Xianci and his faithful wife, Lady Bo, fell beneath the weight of destiny. Their bodies vanished in a sudden mystic gale. An empty carriage remained, and a family left drowning in lies. But death was not the end. Guided by the fox spirit, Huai River, Xianci learned the truth of his lineage. His mother, the humble Snail maiden, carried a karmic debt from a darker age. His wife, once a flower fairy, had repaid a vow from centuries past. Years passed in secret cultivation. In a hidden stone chamber, Xianci shed his mortal shell. He is no longer merely a son, nor a husband. He walks the path of the way. But now, a whisper reaches him. The snail spirit is in peril. Can devotion defy karma? And will a budding immortal return to the world of dust to save those who once betrayed him? In the quiet of his meditation, Sun Xianci was interrupted by the arrival of Huai River. The fox spirit approached with a bittersweet smile. "You speak of honoring your parents," she said softly. "But do you know what has befallen them? Your mother has been cast into the depths of the Huai River by your younger brother, Jiao. And your father? He passed away last year, his heart broken by that creature's cruelty. Do you not wish to see them?" Grief struck Xianci like a physical blow. Tears traced paths down his face. "Since I took my master's vows, I have sought to purify my heart of all mortal ties. Yet, in the silence of my soul, I still reach for my parents. I did not dare leave this place of cultivation for fear of inviting a mortal knot, but hearing of this tragedy, I feel as if I must grow wings and fly to their side." Sanjay nodded. "That Jiao was born into your family for one purpose, to destroy you. Since you departed, he has joined a dark cult and mastered forbidden sorcery. He can now manifest his true, chilling form. Your mother, despite her own ancient magic, was no match for his curse. With a single spell, back to where you came from, he stripped away her human form. After decades as a mortal, she is once again a mere river snail, imprisoned in her own shell."
Xianci pleaded to know how his father died. Sanjie sighed, the sound echoing in the stone chamber. Your brother, Jiao, began to surround himself with the dregs of society, thieves, outlaws, and practitioners of the dark arts. He delighted in their wicked company and committed countless atrocities. When your father saw this, he tried to discipline the boy, warning him against these evil associates. In response, the monster shoved the old man to the ground. At his age, the injury was too grave. He died within a day. After your father's death, Sanjie's voice grew colder. Jiao looked upon your mother with predatory, lustful eyes. Because she possessed a cultivated body, she remained as beautiful and radiant as a woman in her youth. This monster attempted to commit a vile, incestuous act against his own mother. She fought him off, biting his finger in a desperate struggle. From that moment, the last bond of family was replaced by his venomous hatred. He retrieved her old river snail shell and forced her soul back into that cold, hard husk with a mocking chant. But the Jiao's cruelty knew no bounds. He kept the snail in a garden pond, intending to cook and devour her. Yet heaven is not blind to such evil. Moved by her plight, the heavens sent a sudden divine downpour. The rising waters swept the shell out of the pond and carried it safely into the great Huai River. Fearing this celestial omen, Jiao used a powerful seal to sink her to the riverbed, decreeing she shall not see the light of day for 1,000 years. Xianci wept bitterly. "Is there no hope? Shall I ever see them again?" "Of course," Sanjie said firmly. "I am here by the mandate of your master, Wenmei Zhenren. He has commanded me to take you into the Huai River to see her. But listen well, her current suffering is her karmic retribution. To save her, you must help her transform. She must refine her mortal husk until her shell becomes a magnificent palace beneath the waves, a sanctuary for 1,000 seekers. Only then will she transcend the path of animals." "But," Sanjie added, her voice turning grave, "this path of mercy comes with a mandate. To clear her debt, you must delay your own ascension to the heavens by 1,000 years. You shall remain a wandering immortal, performing 3,000 acts of devotion on her behalf. Furthermore, you must agree to re-enter the road to reincarnation to become a mortal sun once more. This is the price for her great law. Do you accept?" Xianci knelt, his forehead touching the cold stone. "To save my mother, I would wander forever. I accept." Xianci's heart remained heavy as he thought of his father. "My mother is now under the protection of the Great Law, but what of my father? He remains in the underworld. Could you, Sanjie, lead me there to see him one last time?" Sanjie paused, her expression softening. "The master only commanded me to bring you to the Huai River. The paths of the underworld are not mine to tread with you today. However," she continued, her eyes bright with a sudden thought, "I have a better plan. I heard the master mention that although your father lacks the affinity for immortality, he was a man of great virtue. He is destined to be reborn into a wealthy and honorable family for 15 lifetimes." She leaned in closer. "I promise you this, when your 1,000 years of service are complete and your mother has attained her path, I will petition the master to allow you to be reborn as his son once more. In that distant century, you shall be reunited as father and child, a tale of filial devotion that will be told for 1,000 years. Does this satisfy your heart?" Xianci was overwhelmed with joy. He bowed deeply, the heavy burden of grief finally lifting from his shoulders. "If I can look forward to such a reunion, I have no more regrets."
With a wave of her hand, Sanjie summoned 2 shimmering white clouds from the heavens. "Step up," she urged. Xianci hesitated, his legs trembling as he stood upon the vapor. Sanjie laughed. "You dream of ascending to heaven, yet you are afraid of a little mist?" "I am merely overwhelmed by the grace of it," Xianci replied with a shy smile.
As they soared, Sanjie taught him the secrets of cloud driving. "For now, you need a mantra because your body is still a mortal husk.
But once your Tao heart is complete, the clouds will rise beneath your feet by thought alone. Remember, even dark cults have their own spells to fly, but their way is twisted. Our path is the true one." They traveled faster than any mortal horse, crossing 1,000 miles in the time it takes to share a conversation.
Sanjie spoke of the legendary sword immortals who move faster than light, and of a future 5,000 years away, where the Grand Masters would turn the power of sword light into something called electricity, allowing mortals to speak across oceans in a heartbeat. They descended at the banks of the Huai River. With a pointed finger, Sanjie parted the waves, revealing a golden path on the riverbed. At the end of the path stood a palace of shimmering crystal and jade. "This is the home of your old friend," Sanjie whispered, "the Dragon King, Ping He." They were met by a patrol of Yaksha guardians. Recognizing the travelers, the Yaksha struck the great ceremonial bell, its 3 rings echoing through the water. They were escorted inside by the Dragon King's high-ranking ministers, the Dafu of the mandarin fish, a stern official with shimmering scales, and the military advisor of the carp, an elder with long golden whiskers. When the Dragon King heard of Jiao's treachery, his very breath turned to steam. His dragon whiskers bristled with fury, and he struck the table with a thunderous crash, stamping his feet in indignation. "That cold-blooded worm! I shall send 10,000 water soldiers to tear through every aquatic manor until he is brought to justice. I will have his head for this insult to my old friend." Hu Sanjie moved to calm him. "Great king, do not waste your divine army. The Jiao acts according to a trial of fate. Though he is wicked, his time has not yet come. To strike now would be to fight against heaven's will." The Dragon King grumbled, his long whiskers twitching. "It pains my heart to see an old friend bullied and do nothing." However, after much persuasion, he relented and hosted a magnificent feast. The tables groaned under the weight of celestial delicacies unknown to the world of dust. As the wine flowed, Sanjie explained their mission. "We do not ask you to kill the Jiao, but to protect the river snail's spirit. She is imprisoned in your waters, refining her soul. We ask you to command the local gods of the Huai River to guard her from further harm." "Consider it done," the Dragon King roared. He ordered the Daofu of the mandarin fish and a guard of 8 yaksha to escort Xianci to his mother's side. With a final toast, Xianci and Sanjie departed the Crystal Palace, heading deeper into the dark, silted currents where a mother waited in silence for the son she had once lost. What will happen when the mother and son finally reunite? Find out in the next chapter.